Had a power rule for finding the derivatives, is that right? Tell me, what is the power rule for finding the derivative? If y equal to ax to the power of n, then dy by dx is an x to the power of n minus 1. Well, we have a similar rule for finding the antiderivatives or finding the integral. Now, in other words, the power rule will be opposite to the power rule of the derivative. So you can imagine how the power rule is going to look like. The power rule for the integration is integral x to the power of n dx. In other words, x to the power of n is integrated with respect to x will give you x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Now, you can do you can find the derivative of this. If you find the derivative of this, you must get x to the power of n. Is that right? Now, what is the derivative of this quantity? If you find the derivative of the numerator, it will be, this is 1 times n plus 1 times x to the power of n plus 1 minus 1. N plus 1 minus 1 is n. And the n plus 1 here will cancel this n plus 1. You'll be left with an x to the power of n. And the derivative of a constant is 0. So, the derivative of this is x to the power of n. And therefore, if you integrate x to the power of n with respect to x, you must get this. X to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Alright? Write this down a couple of times. The integral of x to the power of n dx equal to x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Okay, can you do this in your mind now? What is integral of x squared dx? Integral of x squared dx is x to the power of 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus c. It will be x cubed over 3 plus c. Very simple rule. That's right, here it is. Integral x squared dx is x to the power of 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 is x cubed over 3 plus c. Remember, we have integrated x squared dx to get this. That means if you find the derivative of this, you must get x squared. Can you check it on your own? The derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. 3 and 3 will cancel. The derivative of c is 0. So the derivative of this quantity will be x squared. Integral x squared dx is x cubed over 3 plus c. The derivative of x cubed over 3 plus c is x squared. Okay, so practice the power rule for integration. How about this? Integrate 2 over x squared dx. Now remember, any quantity you want to integrate using the power rule, you must write it in the form, the general form, x to the power of n dx. Now, this will be 2 times 1 over x squared dx, is that right? And that x squared on the denominator can be brought to the numerator using a negative power. So this will be integral 2 x to the power of negative 2 dx. Now, one thing you must always know and practice, whenever you want to integrate a quantity, and if that quantity is multiplied by a constant, you can take that constant and put it outside the integration sign. So this is actually the same as 2 times integral x to the power of negative 2 dx. Always practice this. Remove the constant and take it out of the integration because the constant will not change. Now, use the power rule to integrate x to the power of negative 2 dx. integral x to the power of n dx is x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So this will be x to the power of negative 2 plus 1 divided by negative 2 plus 1 plus c. There you go. So that 2 there, 2 times x to the power of negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1 plus c. What is that equal to? That will be 2 times x to the power of negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, and the denominator is negative 1. Now, there are 2 things that you need to do here to simplify. One is this negative 1 make the whole quantity negative. So I can remove that negative 1 and write this as negative 2, right? And then x to the power of negative 1, we need to write it using a positive power, which means you need to bring it down to the denominator. It will be x to the power of positive 1. So this will be, these 2 combined will be negative 2 on the numerator and x on the denominator. So that will be negative 2 over x plus c is the result of integrating 2 over x squared. Okay, let's move on and use the power rule for integration for a couple of other examples. Integrate 5t plus 6 dt. You can see there are 2 terms in there. So, what do? We integrate each term, just like we did in finding the derivatives. Take each term and find the derivative. Similarly, here, take each term and integrate it. This will be integral 5t dt plus integral 6 dt. Now, what is integral of 5t dt? This one can be 5 comes out 5 times. Integral of t dt, the power of t is 1. So integrating that will give you t to the power of 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 1. Plus, integrating 6 dt will give you 6t. Didn't we talk about in the beginning? Integral a dt is at plus c. That's right. In fact, integral of dt equal to t. Integral of dx equal to x, and so on. Now tell me, we have 2 terms that we integrated, but we used only one constant. Why? Should we use a constant for each term? Now remember, constant is a number. So if I use one constant here and another constant for the second term, if you add those 2 constants, it will still be another constant. So we need only use one constant, which takes care of the constant in each case. So what is the result? That will be 5t squared over 2 plus 6t plus c, and that is the result of integrating this. Which means if you find the derivative of this quantity, it must be 5t over 6. Is that right? Try that on your own. Another one. Integral x times x squared plus x dx. Well, this one, in order to bring it to the general form that is here, x to the power of n dx, first we distribute that x. And that will give you integral x cubed plus x squared dx. And now we can integrate each term. Is that right? So split that into 2 integrals. That will be integral x cubed dx plus integral x squared dx. Can you do this in your mind? Integral x cubed dx. Look at the power rule. Integral x to the power of n dx is x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So this will be x to the power of 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1. There you are. That will be x to the power of 3 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 plus integral x squared dx is x to the power of 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 plus c. We need only add one c after integrating all the terms. And that will be x to the power of 4 over 4 plus x cubed over 3 plus c. Okay, let's move on and do another one.